Okay, and we're back. Says we are live. So, we just hooked that up like so. But that was my morning. It's a pretty hot one today, 88 degrees outside. So, if you're just joining me to the room, if you have any questions you want answered, computer related, you can always ask. In the live stream. I thought I'd just have an open forum. Could be Q&A, but most of the time people want to talk about different things. So I always like to give people the opportunity to ask questions, make comments. All that good stuff. Hello there. Good Eats Homestead. Welcome. Gotcha. Listening and working. That's good. I try to do multitasking myself a lot. Seems to me I'm always on the multitasking level. But it's always good. It's always good to have you. In a live stream. But yeah, like I said, I was building a gaming system. You could say gaming editing system. It's a lot of these gaming systems, that we call gaming systems. We're also editing machines because you have a high end video card, uh, above average CPU, decent motherboard, more than 16 gigs of memory. You have yourself an editing machine. Sort of the same thing. It's just that a lot of people use their computer for gaming, and then a lot of people use their computer for editing, like editing videos and YouTube videos and things like that. I have a couple computers that are considered editing computers or even gaming computers. They aren't custom built, they are just regular Dell computers, but they're beefed up with enough memory and fast enough hard drive and decent video. So you can go that route too. A lot of people like to do build from scratch. So everything that you put into your custom computer is, all your own doing. It's not a name brand or anything like that. You're just starting from scratch. You're using all the parts necessary. Hello. And you're putting together a completely new system. That's going to be a high-end gaming system for editing also, gaming slash editing. So that is a really good deal. And what I always like to tell people is when you build a system, make sure you get the right parts, obviously. And just because the parts are, you see something like, I've noticed that sometimes people say, well, that video card is $300. That must be the better one. And compared to another one that's $200 from another company. But you have to look at all the specs. You got to see, like if it's an 8 gig video card, for example, and one's an NVIDIA and one's an AMD, if the NVIDIA one has the same specs, same amount of memory, PCIe, and it's the same as the other one, but the AMD one may be $325, you may want to consider going with the NVIDIA, which I would recommend. But you can't use that basis for everything because I've seen it go the other way. I've seen where the AMD video card was cheaper and a very good card than another card. So you really got to do your homework when you're going to put a computer together. And before you even start building it, in your head, you have to realize, what when it's all done, what kind of outcome do you want? I mean, what are you going to be using the computer for? Because I could tell you that I know a lot of people that are putting in 32 gigs of memory in their computer, and they don't never gonna need that much memory. Right, exactly. Planning and figuring the stuff out in advance, getting having an idea first of all, like what are you going to use it for? And when somebody builds your computer, the main questions that they ask you is, what do you plan on using the computer for, and what is your budget? Because those two things obviously are important. Your budget is how much you're going to be spending, because you're going to, whatever your budget is, you're going to work on up into that price range. So these things are very important. Now, I built computers for people that just came over and just put all the parts down, says, this is what I want. Just not too long ago, I built a computer for somebody that just went by what they heard, this must be good. And they just bought a whole bunch of parts and put the computer together. And sure, most of the time you may not run into any problems, configuration problems, but if you don't need, if you're never going to need, 2 terabytes of memory, 2 terabytes hard drive, or even a lot of memory, let's just say, you might want to consider just going with a 1 terabyte and use an external hard drive and saving all your information to that. Because I always tell people that whatever's on your computer is susceptible to, if you, let's say you get a virus or your computer crashes or something, a part fails, a component on your motherboard, or something on your computer fails and stops working. That backup, because you used external hard drive and you had a smaller storage on your computer, you were able to save that offline. And instead of having 32 gigs of memory, which you're never ever going to use unless you're planning on doing real high end video. 64 and 32 gigs of memory is really the only thing it's going to do for you is make your computer get very hot I could tell you that if you're not doing very high end stuff, so consider 16 gigs of good memory, like 2 sticks of 8, would be more than sufficient. I have two computers that I use, and I have 16 gigs in it. I have one with 8 gigs. I have, and to me, that's more than enough. If I'm going to do any kind of editing, you know, I can do it with 16 gigs of memory. That's sufficient. I don't do a lot of like fancy stuff, but even if I was going to do that, 16 gigs of memory should be enough to handle that. And you're going to save yourself a couple $100, and that couple $100 could be used somewhere else, maybe in the cooling aspect. Let's say you get some better fans for your system, or you add additional fans, or you get a water cooled fan, which is pretty popular, that will help keep your CPU cool. So these things really, have to be planned out in advance and have to be thought of, because in the end, you know, you will not, if you just go out and just throw the parts, buy the parts, and just try to get everything together, you're not going to have something adequate to your needs. People ask me all the time, what's a good computer to get? What do I need? And I always tell them, whatever you're going to do, if you're basically going to surf the web, maybe do video editing, there's certain, and gaming, there's a certain type of computer you're going to need for that. If you're going to do just check your email, maybe watch some YouTube videos, do some chat programs on your computer, then those specs don't have to be that high. You see, you don't have to have the latest greatest in order to accomplish basic computer tasks. Doing Word documents and things like that. Hello there, adventures. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. We also have Good Eats Homestead. Make sure you check out that channel. And Michael's Adventures too. Check out him. Good Eats Homestead. That would be great. So basically what we're talking about is having the right computer for the needs that you have, and being able to work in a budget if you have a budget for it. Because for me, even if I had the money to buy the best of the best, I personally am never going to need all that, because what I do is not, going to require me to have a system with so much memory or a lot of storage. Or, most of the computers that I've had my whole life, I really only had on the computer maybe 40 gigs of data at the most. People are, I'm not somebody who saves a lot of stuff on the computer, Maybe because I work on a lot of people's computers, and I know that if you have problems or crashes and hardware or software issues, that data is going to be compromised. So I always save and back up my stuff so I don't have to put a lot of stuff on the computer. And basically, if I don't need programs and I don't need a bunch of videos and files, I might save that to email. A lot of times I'll see a YouTube video that I want and I'll save that to email. Hey, Baron, how's it going? Yeah, when you come in, please do the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you can, share out my video or, invite your friends to check out my videos. And we're making you a moderator now also, Baron. So check out my other friends, Good Eats Homestead and Michael's Adventure, and now Baron. Check each other out and check each other's channels out. And, do the right thing. Watch a video. Watch a short video. Give a comment related to the video. And hit the bell notification. I'm at 666 subscribers so far. Well, that's great, Keep on going. You're going to get to your 1K, and, you have to keep working at it. And that's great. That's excellent. The way I look at it is what I want from my channel, I try to give that to other people. In other words, if I want people to watch my videos, it's only right for me to watch their videos. Or if people want me to, subscribe to their channel, then I'll subscribe to their channel. Great. Put it on your community tab and, share it out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so when I come out with new content, you will see it first. Or you'll get notified to see it, which is also good. Lately, I've been doing a lot of shorts, and I have a couple short videos, and I'm trying to mix it up with some live streams. Just doing a little bit of each, But, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Mike's Computer Tips, and you can find me on Facebook under this right here. But I'm also on Instagram, and I do have Snapchat, but I really don't use it much. And I have Twitter. On Twitter, I basically just post videos. Anytime I make a video, I post it on Twitter. I just do a tweet. And but my main social media that I use is really Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Those are the three ones that I mostly use. And then Facebook and YouTube are the most ones, but I do try to do Instagram also, because a lot of my followers and friends are from YouTube or on Instagram or vice versa, and I'll post on there, post videos on there and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you do the thumbs up, Baron. I appreciate it. And if you have any computer questions or any comments or any tips that you can give people, type it in the box or leave a comment, and I will get back to you and try to help you answer any question you might have. Today we're pretty much talking about gaming computers versus regular computers. The different necessities that you have, different things you do online, what is adequate to have. Now, I know there are some computer users that want to have a better computer, even though they don't use all the bells and whistles or they don't need that much processing power or memory or storage. But later on, they want to grow into doing that kind of stuff. And that's another, very understandable. But I found that most people just want to do what they do, and that's just my experience. I mean, I work with a lot of people, seniors as one, older people. Usually like to check their email, play games, maybe do FaceTime with their family. But people that usually that have a computer, you know what they're going to use it for, and the specs are kind of, if you're going to be a low end user, your computer is going to be a basic system. You may have 8 gigs of memory, you might have 500 gig hard drive. That's what you see a lot of that in the marketplace. I do wish they still came out with computers that have optical drives in them, but they're fading that out. You can use an external, DVD player, USB, which a lot of people do use to load, disc if you want to watch a game on a disc or any kind of software. A lot of people are using external hard drives too, and the USB pen drives. But I like to use the DVDs once in a while or the external hard drive. I do save a lot of stuff on there, mostly stuff from my videos. I'll save like on my hard drives. I have a couple of these small jobbies which are good, and I even label them so you know what's on there. And what I do is I might download some images I want to use for a video, and I'll put them on my hard drive, and then I'll install them on another computer to my editing software, or make thumbnails out of them, all kinds of different stuff. So it's good to recycle your data, use your data over, but definitely make new content too. Use your old content over, but make new content. And that comes right from a fellow named Neil Patel, if you're familiar with him. He's one of these big guys on social media. He's more in the SEO world, but he's also big on YouTube and SEO and all that stuff. So I like to listen to him, and I learn a lot of stuff from him. I learn from everybody, really. I learn from all different types of users. Beginners, mediocre, advanced. I always learn something. Maybe something that I'm not doing. So it's always good to watch other people, and you learn different things. Let me just put this. Yeah, pretty soon you'll be at 1K, and then you'll be up there. I remember when I had 666 or even 500. I was proud of that. So definitely follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. That that's my name there. You can always add that to Facebook, and I'll add you. I have a lot of people that follow me and people that I follow on Facebook and Instagram.
She was like this.
Just taking it up the live stream I did earlier, which was my computer froze up or something happened where it didn't go through, so I had to start another live stream. I was just taking that off of YouTube. But I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm gonna get something to drink, quick something to eat. I'm just gonna turn everything. That way. And I'll see y'all soon. All right. Yeah, everybody visit each other's house. You got Barnes there, and he wants to grow his channel. You got 600 and something, working towards 1K. That's a great thing. I did forget my water, but Yeah, Good Eats. I know you're a loyal subscriber. Everybody, Good Eats Homestead. Make sure if you don't have Good Eats Homestead, you add. And Michael's Adventures. Make sure you add Michael's Adventures. And we got Baron. I'm sorry, Baron. Ed Baron, like the Red Baron. Add the Red Baron. Yep. So I did make a recent video. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's just really a short titled "Don't Pick the Wrong Computer Parts." I just bought myself some PNC 16 gigabyte USB drives, and I got a Lexar 32 gig 3.1 USB to add to my collection. You know, I don't save stuff for a long time if it's a program or something that I use a lot. I will save it, This is my other computer here. This is my big Dell Studio XPS. That's a 16 gig memory, i7 CPU, but it's got two hard drives in it, a 500 and a 1 terabyte. No, it has a 500 SSD and a regular hard drive. It's like 250. Crucial 500 hard drive, which is a good hard drive. I mean, I have a brother, and he could fill up like 4 terabyte hard drives, with videos and all that. But me, I'm at the other end of the scale. If I don't want to lose it, I'll save it offline. Because it's not going to crash in the computer if it's offline. I don't know how many times people called me and they needed their information saved because their computer crashed and or had a backup information because of a computer issue. So you just never know if your computer is going to fail at some point. I mean, I didn't think my TV would go out, but sure enough, at some point, TV stopped working. The computer is something that could break also because all electronics susceptible to these type of things. trying to open up these packages up. These straws. Take them out. And 4, 5. What's that? So, we got all these nice colorful drives. I'm going to keep over here for now. And I have this other one. This one is 3.1. Open this up. I really like Lexar as far as pen drives, but my favorite of all time is SanDisk. But this time I did buy PNY because they do make some good products, computer stuff. So I bought PNY. One company I'm not too fond of. I mean, they might make good products, but I bought a webcam recently, and sound is not working. So, not too happy about that. And that's ONN. That's a company that makes a lot of stuff for computers also. I guess it's called on. I'm going to call it off. Gotta get this mouse pad. Need that right there. Mouse pad. Okay, so this is going in here. I'm going to save these boxes. Just in case something stops working. So I've been on here about 30, almost 40 minutes. And I think I'm going to shut the live stream down for now, but I want to thank everyone for coming, and hopefully a lot of people will see it on the replay. And I'll talk to you guys and see you guys in the next live stream. Have a good day.